week's deadly plane crash in Davidson County.
And a local city council approved release funds for some Winston-Salem households.
For these stories and more, All Access starts right now. Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of HPU All Access. I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Brooke Ruffin. We have lots of High Point news coming your way. But first, let's head over to Christy with weather. Christy?
Thanks, Brooke. I'm Christy Rebar here to give you a look at our weather this week. First, taking a look at our headlines, our temperatures are starting to heat up as spring is just around the corner. Also, as immediate news, we have a possible rain tomorrow, and the rest of this week we have averages of the high 50s. Going into that week, we have Thursday and Friday, going to be some warmer days with a high of 52 and low of 45 on Thursday, high of 70 and low of 35 or 37 on Friday, but partly cloudy on that day. Saturday and Sunday are looking like it's going to be 51 and 59 with a low of 38 and 34, and then finally Monday and Tuesday are looking at high of 56 and high of 60 with lows of 29 and 38, and then finally Wednesday we have highs of 65 with a low of 39. That's all for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
I thought it felt so nice outside today. Don't you agree?
It really did. I mean, I didn't wear a coat, and
I know.
It's just feeling like spring already.
I know, and I'm super excited about it.
There is more information about the plane crash that occurred last Wednesday that left one person dead on Interstate 85 in Davidson County. After taking off from Lexington-Davidson County Airport, the twin-engine Beechcraft Baron plane lost altitude, ultimately crashing into the back of a tractor-trailer headed southbound on I-85. The ferry crash, which occurred around 5 p.m., closed the interstate between exit 91 and exit 88 for several hours. The pilot who died at the scene has been now identified as Raymond John Ackley of Charlotte. According to the Charlotte Observer, 43-year-old Ackley was a decorated and well-respected North Carolina Army reservist. A GoFundMe page has been set up for his wife and sons. The driver of the tractor-trailer suffered minor injuries and has been released after being treated at a Winston-Salem hospital. The FAA and NTSB continues to investigate what tragedy meant.
Guilford County Schools vote to make masks optional for students. Board members passed a law in August 2021 that requires school districts to reevaluate the mask policy every month. On Monday night, the decision to lift the mandate was passed 8-1 after Governor Roy Cooper urged to revisit mask policies. This decision is effective immediately. Masks are still required on buses for drivers and students. Now let's head over to campus update reporter Dior Whitfield to hear the latest about what's going on at HPU. Dior?
Good evening, High Point University. My name is Dior Whitfield, bringing you this week's campus update. A nationally renowned healthcare leader, Ellen Zane, will serve as HPU's healthcare executive in residence. Zane previously served as the CEO and president of the Tufts Children's Hospital, originally known as the Floating Hospital for Children. She stated that she's excited about the innovative healthcare program High Point University continues to expand. Zane will be joining HPU's residence program along with other remarkable members. Welcome home, Ellen Zane. Recently, High Point University held a drive-through dinner for local frontline workers. They were given a free meal along with a handwritten note and a t-shirt. We share thanks to all of the frontline workers who have helped us stay safe during this pandemic. You are all greatly appreciated. Well, that's all for this week's campus update. Once again, my name is Dior Whitfield, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Dior. Coming back from the break, hear what the Panthers are up to in the Cobain Center. Stay tuned. All Access will be right back.
High Point University is focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. There's a growth mindset in our institutional DNA. So while our campus growth is impressive, the true relevance lies in how HPU creates an innovative learning environment that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit in the minds, in the hearts, and in the souls of our students. This is High Point University. Extraordinary.
How am I going to pay for this?
Welcome to High Point University. On this campus, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be.
Hi, I'm Steve Wozniak, the Woz, and I'm proud to be High Point University's Innovator in Residence.
I'm Cent Marshall, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, and I am proud to be High Point University's Sports Executive in Residence.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the Entrepreneur in Residence at the premier life skills university, High Point University.
Welcome back to All Access. Our sports reporter Will O'Brien has the stats on what's happening in the world of sports in HPU athletics. Tell us what's up, Will.
Thanks, Brooke. It was a tough week for HPU men's basketball, falling short to Longwood 78-71 on Thursday night. And on Saturday, it was a tight loss over Radford 66-64. But HPU is set to take on NC A&T tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Corbett Sports Center. If you're going to be in the Triad area over spring break, come out to cheer on HPU Panthers as they take on Hampton this Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. in the Cobain Arena. HPU women's basketball has been lighting up the court recently with 2 consecutive victories over Charleston Southern, 69-60 for the final score of the first game on Thursday night, and 71-50 was the final score of the second game. They were also able to secure a 58-42 victory over Winthrop on Monday night. Come out and cheer on women's basketball as they take on UNC Asheville tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Cobain Arena, and Campbell on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. in the John W. Pope Jr. Convocation Center. The track and field team were in 2 places, Virginia and Winston-Salem, this past weekend. Starting off with the women's distance runner, Tessa Webb, ran the mile with her best performance of the season with a time of 5 minutes and 16 seconds to finish 6th. As well as distance runner Tatum Castillo also ran a PR of 5 minutes and 17 seconds to finish 7th. Niley Facey finished with a personal best of 58.75 in the 400-meter dash. On the field side, Rachel Vesper set a huge personal best of 4.0 meters in the pole vault, while Sydney Horn finished 3rd with a mark of 4.36 meters, while her sister Mackenzie Horn finished 6th with a mark of 4.07 meters. Finishing off with the men's, Durant Dudley ran the 60-meter dash in a time of 6.72 seconds, along with Paul Gore with a time of 6.84 seconds. Both moved to the finals with these times. Freddie Allen III finished with 2nd with 7.12 meters. Come out to Winston-Salem and cheer on the track and field team as they compete in the Big South Indoor Championships Thursday and Friday. I'm Will O'Brien, and that's all for your All Access Sports Update. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Will. Now we're joined at the desk by political correspondent Hannah Hutter. What's going on in the political world, Hannah?
Thanks, Anna. With midterm elections being the main thought of politicians everywhere, the White House is beginning to feel some political pressure to extend the pause on student loan payments. Student loan payments are slated to resume on May 1st, but President Joe Biden has heard the opinions of some Democrats and debt relief advocates, saying that he should continue to pause student loan payments at least through the midterm elections. Some debt relief advocates believe that resuming student loan payments could potentially weaken the Democratic turnout at the voting polls, especially since President Biden said he believed student loan forgiveness should be, quote, done immediately. White House officials say that there has not been an official decision made yet, but emphasize the fact that Americans have not been required to pay a single dime in student loans since President Biden took office. The Student Debt Crisis Center conducted a survey that was released this month with results showing that 93% of borrowers are not ready to resume their payments in just a few months. What do you guys think? Do you think that these payments will resume on May 1st or will we have an extension?
I feel like it just is going to depend on what's going on in the time of May 1st. I think if we have an extension, it could definitely affect those of us like right now that are in college and having to immediately pay student loans right after we get out.
I think we're just going to have to wait and see and find out.
Absolutely. Well, in other news, the Human Rights Campaign gave the city of Greensboro their first perfect score on the Municipal Equality Index. This is a nationwide report that evaluates the inclusivity of municipal laws, policies, and services of the LGBTQ+ community. Greensboro is not the only city in North Carolina to receive a perfect 100 out of 100, but Chapel Hill and Durham did as well, with Winston-Salem, Carrboro, and Charlotte all having scores in the 80s. The Municipal Equality Index is used a lot by those who are looking to relocate or vacation in certain areas and for businesses to determine where to find a location, said Colin Cutney, the Associate Director of State and Municipal Programs at Human Rights Campaign. Although some North Carolina towns are scoring very well, some not so much. With extremely low scores, Cary, North Carolina scored a shocking 12 out of 100. Executive Director of the Guilford Green Foundation and LGBTQ Center, Jennifer Rupi, said Greensboro's high scores were due to the fact that city officials have such a commitment supporting the LGBTQ community. Quote, "We're here as a resource to educate all public officials, but I've never had to stand in front of city council and ask them to support anything because they're supporting it," said Rupi.
I think that is awesome that Greensboro is having such a high score, and I can't believe that statistic about Cary, North Carolina being only 12 out of 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that everything is equal and we should just see what happens.
So thank you for joining us at the desk. Hannah, coming back from the break, we meet an HPU senior who created a new major that will be on her diploma this May.
And the Winston-Salem City Council made $1 million decision. All Access will be back. Stay with us.
University is focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. There's a growth mindset in our institutional DNA. So while our campus growth is impressive, the true relevance lies in how HPU creates an innovative learning environment that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit in the minds, in the hearts, and in the souls of our students. This is High Point University. Extraordinary.
How am I going to pay for this?
Welcome to High Point University. On this campus, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be.
Hi, I'm Steve Wozniak, the Woz, and I'm proud to be High Point University's Innovator in Residence.
I'm Cent Marshall, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, and I am proud to be High Point University's Sports Executive in Residence.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the Entrepreneur in Residence at the premier life skills university, High Point University.
Welcome to High Point University. On this campus, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be.
Hi, I'm Steve Wozniak, the Woz, and I'm proud to be High Point University's Innovator in Residence.
I'm Cent Marshall, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, and I am proud to be High Point University's Sports Executive in Residence.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the Entrepreneur in Residence at the premier life skills university, High Point University.
Back to All Access. It's time for this week's Student Spotlight. Today, Lizbeth Ramirez is joined at the desk by HPU senior Liv Castro. Lizbeth?
Hi everyone, I'm Lizbeth Ramirez and I'm joined by our Student Spotlight, Liv Castro. Thank you for being here, Liv Castro.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So let's just get right into it. You have created a new major when you got here. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was definitely a long process. Like there was a lot of meetings and stuff, but I got to meet with the Dean of Comm, the Dean of Music, and then the Dean of Business. I got to pick and choose classes that would help me be towards my major, which is music business, in hopes to work in the music industry after college.
Wow, that's so cool. So do you think that, anybody else will get onto that major since you've started it?
Yeah, I know a few people who have kind of taken it in and started that their own. They've had meetings with faculty and stuff to try to bring it onto campus as a legit major, but for now it's still in the works.
Yeah, that sounds super interesting. Yeah. So I know that with school and everything, you still have time for an internship.
Yes.
So where are you interning at, and what's that experience been like?
I am the community management intern at Bands in Town, so I kind of just moderate and help little artists navigate their social medias and stuff so that they can become as big as they want.
Wow, that's so cool. I've never heard of that. That's really cool. And you're a senior, you're about to graduate. What have been your favorite moments at HPU, and do you have any advice for people coming in wanting to kind of do your major?
Yeah, honestly, the people have been the best part of High Point. I feel like everyone here is really nice, and all the professors are really helpful and want to help you towards after college. For anyone wanting to do any major, I would just say put your all into it and don't give up.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much for coming on All Access, and it was so nice to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
And that's all the time we have today. We will go back to Anna.
Now it's time to hear the inside scoop on all things entertainment with reporter Gabrielle Barone. Gabrielle, what's going on in the entertainment world?
Hello and welcome back to this week's entertainment. Let's get right into it. Britney Spears signed a $15 million deal to write a memoir on her life. Pop star Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott officially welcomed their second child together, and a lot was in speculation regarding it, but they had a baby boy and named him Wolf Jax. Hailey Bieber announced that she will no longer be doing interviews that involve her husband, pop star singer Justin Bieber. She made this decision because she believes that her words get twisted and taken out of place. Lastly, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are in the spotlight right now after their divorce because Kanye is not taking it well that she has a new boyfriend, SNL star Pete Davidson. He has been posting and deleting several personal and invasive messages between the two on his Instagram account. That's all we got this week. Back to the desk.
Households affected by the Weaver fertilizer plant fire last month can be reimbursed up to $1,000 in relief. Winston-Salem City Council leaders unanimously approved a decision Monday to use $1 million of the general fund to help those impacted. If you are in a 1-mile radius of the plant, you can receive the money for hotel expenses, lost wages, and miscellaneous expenses. The city is working with Experiment and the Self-Reliance Organization to distribute the funds.
Greensboro, North Carolina, and Chungcheong, South Korea are now finalists to host the 2027 FSISU Summer World University Games, the world's second largest athletic event to the Olympics. Over 10,000 top collegiate athletes ages 17 to 27 from more than 150 countries around the world compete in 19 sports over 13 days at FISU World University Games. With over 600 million spectators and in excess of 300 million television viewers worldwide, the positive economic impact for hosting the games can be reached for more than 370 million. Greensboro has athletic venues including Greensboro Aquatic Center, in addition to courts, fields, tracks, and stadiums. Along with the university hub of 19 colleges in the Triad, Greensboro becomes the perfect location to hold the games, according to the planning committee. The bid process, which begins in 2018, will be decided in late fall.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you for watching. Join us in 2 weeks, same time, same place. For HPU All Access, I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Brooke Ruffin. Have a great week and a great spring break, High Point.